What's up? Welcome to Wine School. I'm Mike. We got special guests today. We got Troy and Earl. What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Thanks for joining us. And we are on location in the Snake River AVA in Idaho. Super excited about this. I don't know a damn thing about Idaho wine, but Earl makes a bunch of it, and he's gonna tell us what's awesome about it. We're gonna try a little bit. So, what are you guys doing out here?
Well, you know, Idaho is one of those emerging regions for wine, and that's one of the reasons why we're in it. We love the opportunity. As an entrepreneur, I want to be on the cutting edge of a wine region versus 1 in 800 in Washington or 1 in 4,000 in California.
Right.
So we have 51 wineries in the state of Idaho. Small planting of fruit, that's our biggest challenge here in Idaho. We only have about 1,200 acres of fruit planted.
Okay.
Washington, just as a reference point, has about 60,000 acres planted. But we're going to be really well known for Syrahs, Tempranillos, Malbecs, Petit Verdot. The Rhones and Riojas grow really well here. And you know, it's a region where a lot of people are coming in from Seattle, a lot of people coming in from California, moving here, relocating here for quality of life. And so it gives us a great opportunity to really grow.
Are there whites? Are you assuming whites as well here?
We don't do any whites in Idaho. All of our white fruit comes from Washington. But Viognier will be a star for Idaho.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Viognier grows really well here. You get that nice citrus.
So you guys gonna do like a co-roti, co-ferment?
You know, I don't. I'm strict about the way I roll it, man.
Really?
My Mouvedre's 100% Mourvedre. My Syrah's 100% Syrah.
Okay.
Co-fermentation, you know, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. You know, if you be in France and have every fifth vine be a Viognier vine, that'd be perfect. But here we kind of got things growing at different altitudes. We kind of growing at different kind of slopes, and so it doesn't necessarily ripen up.
So tell us about your winery.
Yeah, so the winery's Telaya. It's a blend of the word Tetons and playa, which is Spanish for beach.
Oh.
My wife and I's two favorite places to be. We left corporate world. My wife's a soft tissue surgeon on small animals, and I ran a pharmaceutical company. So
Awesome.
we got out of the gig because 270 days a year on the road was just too much.
We were talking about that this morning. And every year it gets a little harder.
Yeah.
And I had a 2-year-old at the time, and so it made it really bad. And so we sat down and said, you know, what are we passionate about? What do we love? And, you know, the flip side of it is, people say, how'd you get in the wine business? Advocacy. You know, thought I could make it cheaper than I could buy it. Completely wrong. But it stimulates us from a science standpoint. It stimulates us from a work ethic standpoint. I get to teach my boys that are 7 and 10 now.
Awesome.
Could
you imagine if you were 7 growing up being taught about wine?
Right.
I mean, I came to it much later, and the catching up is.
It's fun to watch them because they'll walk through the winery and they'll talk about certain things. We sponsor the Stampede as a local D-League basketball team. Okay. And they like to take the players through a tour through the winery because we give them tours. My son's actually tried to give me an employment contract already. They're learning some of the work that's going on. We have pictures of them in the production process.
Were you born, raised in Idaho?
No, I grew up on a farm in Kentucky.
Okay, so you grew up with that work ethic of, honest day's work, honest day's pay. What attracted you to Idaho?
A company hired me and moved me out here 15 years ago.
Okay.
So when that came to an end, because I wanted to get out, we just decided to stay here. We love Idaho. We love the values. We love the outdoors. We love the opportunity. And again, we wanted to be on the cutting edge of a wine region versus on the tail end of a wine region.
Right.
You know, we've had some success. Our flagship blend, which is called Tourist, got a 90 wine enthusiast.
Nice.
You know, we just got a nice article in the Church Valley magazine this past Saturday, Sunset magazine. This wine, Syrah, got a double gold at Sunset. So.
Is that what we're drinking here?
Yeah, Syrah from Columbia Valley.
Okay.
And then after that, we've got a little Idaho Love. This is our Mouvedre.
I'm such a huge fan of Mouvedre. It is literally. I kind of don't want to ever do episodes on it because I don't want anyone knowing about it. Because you can get world class ones really cheaply.
When you talk about demystifying wine, people they hear these names like Viognier, Mouvedre, and they get scared to say it. And the end result, we just want people to come in and try the wine.
Right.
We have 3 wineries in this building: Coyle, Cinder, and myself. That's a real great opportunity for Idaho because people come in and try.
They go back for sure. That's great.
And you know, there's a perception around Idaho wine good as other wine regions. I think that's historical in nature. It doesn't give us a lot of credibility for what's going on now. I think when people come in here and they see what's going on here, Leslie Preston from Coyle used to be the assistant winemaker in Stag's Leap, and she's making wine here. She makes a dry Riesling. She made a Riesling sparkling this year. Does some red blends. Melanie was at Washington State University and did her training there and worked at Chateau Ste. Michelle. So they're great winemakers that are in this valley. And people come in and they try 3 different wines, 3 different styles.
Yeah.
We try to go old world style, and some of the people want newer, pick and release. We're try to be in a bottle for a year, and this stuff hasn't been released. So.
But Earl, that happens, and Mike, you need to know, like in Idaho, I've done business now with Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, now you. But people see Idaho and they go, oh, what does Idaho know about anything? And you really represent the best of both worlds because you're showing the entrepreneurial side of it, and you're showing that you can make great wine now. And you're also going to educate both you guys are, because I'm brand new to wine. So,
well, let's drink it.
How do I do it?
You
get a little air in your glass.
Strip it and rip it.
All right.
As you say. Yeah, swerve around a little bit.
I'm swirling.
Get your nose in there.
See what you smell. Not too hot. I don't make people talk about hot wine. High alcohol. I think that high alcohol wines are a fad to some degree. If you look at the old Bordeaux, they were 12%. They were really low alcohol, high, good tannin structure. That's what we're trying to go for. So we do a lot of techniques to get the old school wines.
I try to be more style agnostic, I think, because every area has sort of their way of doing it. You have to appreciate it for what it is. But given my druthers, my personal preference, if I'm going to have a glass by myself, I hate those fruit, high alcohol. It's like chocolate yoo-hoo and vodka.
Exactly.
Right? That's what it takes.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
And
it's great.
Over oaked, 15%. It's just that's not my thing.
Well, and there's a time and a place for everything, because consumers want certain things. As a winemaker, I have the opportunity to make wines that I would drink, because I'm not doing 50,000 cases. I did 2,500 cases last year. I'll probably get up to about 3,000 this year, and we're going to cap out at 5,000 cases because we want to focus on quality. We're not going for wine. That's not our game. We made this choice intentionally. We're going to go after the quality side and try to continue to push the quality. So we're doing techniques that you really see a lot in Europe. We're doing delestages. We're doing a lot of saignets. We're pulling. We're working on wine.
You're doing whole cluster stuff?
We're going to start that this year, and we're going to start doing some barrel ferments this year.
Awesome.
Whole cluster.
You guys, I definitely am picking up some oak on this, but it's not overpowering.
100% French oak.
Got
So
it.
we use exclusively French. That's all I use. Even my whites, everything. My Chardonnay is more of a Rombauer Schaefer style Chardonnay. So 60% new, 40% used, but they're all DJ barrels or Aquaflex barrels. So we get that harsh tan level out.
Do you toast them?
Yeah, so I'm at about a medium plus toast on everything.
This, I think, is a little bit of a crapshoot, right? Because you don't really know, and so new barrels are not cheap, and so you're sort of, new barrels probably $1,500, let's say. So you're spending $1,500, and I hope it works, right?
It's been $1,500, and I bought 30 of them this year. So it's a little bit more than $1,500.
Yeah.
So
that's a bit of a, hey, I got it. Hope this works out.
Yeah.
We do a couple different things. We go out and we find wines that are made in those barrels that we really like. We talk to the coopers and see what they suggest, and then we introduce them a cooper at a time. So we introduced that Gamba barrel in 2012 with a profile. Great, love it. But about 8 months in, we had to get out of it. It was so intense. It was over wine.
Really?
So
Too much.
this past 13, we bought a hogshead, which is a larger format barrel. So instead of 59 gallons, we're up at 72 gallons. So what we did is change the oak to juice ratio. That worked perfect. That was beautiful. So this year, 14, we had 2 Gambas, large formats, right next to 2 other barrels we really like in large format. So we roll them in that way. And once we find a barrel we like we found Troy's, we found Hermitage, we found Mary U, we go big until the next year based on different fruit that we have. We've had some that we tried one year we didn't like.
Yeah.
But it's about a quality thing. So we've had, as much as I hate to say it, we've poured wine down the drain.
Hey, I prefer that than people selling garbage.
But both you guys talk in an algorithm that I don't quite understand yet. So let me ask you this, because you originally started out in the pharmaceutical business.
Yeah.
You're in IT. What is it? Practice and time?
I just think it's something you have to be passionate about. So for me, I was always passionate about wine, and then I started pursuing my Master's of Wine certification, which takes years to get, and that kind of forced me out of my comfort zone. And you had to learn about a bunch of things that I never would have been exposed to, never would have picked. So I forced it upon myself to learn. But as I went through it, I would like, this is more exciting than I had ever dreamed, and all this cool stuff. And people are doing amazing things with wine in all parts of the world. It's unbelievable.
And Earl, you went from pharmaceuticals to this. Was it a passion?
Well, it was more than just a passion. It was something that I could really get stimulated by.
Yeah.
So it was, I enjoyed drinking wine. I enjoyed the learning process. But as a biochemist, the science behind wine was stimulating for me. So I didn't want to just create a job. I wanted to create something that I really enjoyed doing. And so for us, getting that work ethic, the agriculture side that I already did, the biochemistry side that I already did, being able to teach my kids something, being able to enjoy the end product. One of the things that is maybe unique to us, I hope not too unique, is I rarely drink my own wine. Rarely drink my own wine. Because a very good winemaker in Washington once told me, he said, you're going to get tunnel vision. You lose yourself in your own wine. And so what you need to do is you need to be drinking from emerging regions. And you need to be drinking from different styles. And you need to be drinking from the traditional stuff and the non-traditional stuff. And so we've experimented that way in our own winery. We've experimented with that. I was out of town this past week, and I had just a beautiful wine from Greece.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful
What was it?
wine. It was white.
Assyrtiko?
No, it was I don't know. I have it written down.
So
That's
it's funny
what
you
we do,
mentioned
is take pictures of it.
Greece.
Yeah.
So I've been getting super excited about Greece, and we do one of the segments that we do from time to time is where we call it Find Your Wine. We put out like 8 things that no one's ever heard of, and you try and figure out which ones you like and which ones you don't. So the big winner one year was this Assyrtiko, which I like screamed at how awesome it was, and everyone was like, "What the hell is this?" And then it showed up on the list of the top 100 wines.
Really?
It just came out. Yeah, it this is like number 70 or something. But everything else on the list is $100, and this is like 15. Yeah, and I'm like, I knew that. I told you guys that was a good.
That was it.
No, I'll teach you something, Trey. This is fun, and I am all about how to enjoy wine to the maximum. And so for me, part of it's the flavor. So one of the things you can do is just get a little bit, hold it in your mouth,
Okay.
and then you're gonna kind of just tilt your head forward a little bit, let it hang, and just open your lips a little bit, not so the
Not
wine's
so
going
far.
out, and then sort of slurp air through it, like that. And you'll get a much different taste experience. It really kind of enhances.
Oh yeah, much different.
Right?
Yeah, like the first time I just swilled it like whiskey.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you understand. I'm from Kentucky, man. I'm a bourbon guy. and people are always like, well, I guess you don't drink beer anymore. I'm like, oh no, it takes a ton of beer to make wine. I drink beer all the time.
I feel like every winemaker is a beer drinker.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you taste through 50 barrels in a day, and then the last thing you want is a glass of wine. Now you want a beer.
Yeah.
So and
That was great.
what I tell people that there's 2 rules of wine, and because everybody comes in from people who are in the MW program to, which there are actually a couple in Idaho. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
To people who've never tried wine before, there's 2 rules of wine. Drink what you like. So
Yeah.
try a bunch of different stuff to find what you like. And life's too short for bad wine. So if it's bad,
Yeah.
there's too many people are like, oh, I paid $20 for this, I gotta drink it, and they get jaded on wine. My whole goal in this, other than teaching my kids at work, is letting somebody have that aha moment that you had in your garage,
Right.
having that aha moment. Because it's a beautiful thing once you figure it out.
Well, I'm not pouring this out, and I'm drinking it, and I just had my aha moment.
And I do feel like you talk to people who like wines. A lot of times they have those wines that they can just remember every single thing about. Like this is where I was. This is what I was eating. This is my. Those brief moments are so magical when they happen, right? To be able to give them to someone, that's got to be.
It's a lot of fun.
Powerful.
I mean, I really enjoy what I do now. Whereas being on the road 270 days around the world, I mean, I made 1 million miles on United in 5 years.
I'm at 918 right now on Delta.
It's part of it's great. You know, my wife and I just took a little break this week. We walked in front of the line. We both have lifetime status. You know, free bags and checked.
Yeah.
Back when I was going to China every month, and Israel every month, and India every month, it was
Not as much fun.
no. But and now when I travel, I get to really sit down and enjoy what we're doing. We'll go and find one, and we went to the Amalfi Coast last year, and it's just being able to go out and tour and try different wines. I love Italian wines. So, I mean, that's mine. I just want to just drink every night is a different wine. Every night is a different wine.
Right there. Nebbiolo is, I mean, I'm a Pinot
Oh,
guy,
great.
but Nebbiolo is running a really close second to Pinot. Yeah, I'm right. Italy, there are worse places to live than
Oh, yeah.
Italian wine country. That's unbelievable.
absolutely.
So, all right, so this one is...
This is a Mouvedre.
Okay, and this is not released yet, you
Not
said?
released, yeah. This still needs more time. This is from the 2012 vintage out of Snake River Valley.
Okay.
I think that Snake River fruit doesn't have the intensity of some of the Washington fruit. Part of that's viticulture practices. Part of it's
So this one has a different resonation to me. It's different
Right.
smell. Not different.
So I get,
What am I smelling?
you might think this is funny. I actually get a little bit of Dr. Pepper on this. It almost has
Yeah, I do.
Right?
Why is that?
So-
He's a winemaker.
Mary U barrels. Mary U barrels
Totally
are
different.
coffee and smoke.
That I'm getting smoke.
Yeah.
And,
I get that.
And then Mouvedre for the clone that we have here, for the varietal that's grown here, we're known for white pepper. Now the 12 vintage wasn't
That's
very
amazing to me, though.
intense with the white pepper, but the 13 vintage, which is a barrel, is super intense with white pepper. I mean, the white pepper corn.
I definitely get the smoke. Like it's totally different.
And smoke. And there's
Why is
there's
that?
some
Wait, just
black
the
cherry
barrels,
on
huh?
it, too.
It's part of the barrels. Yeah, part of it's the barrel format. We did this was about 50% new, 50% used. There are a lot of Mary U's in this. There's a little bit of gamba.
Oh, I get the pepper.
now. Yeah, you do. There's white pepper there.
Yeah,
It's
there's-
intense on the finish.
Yeah, man, that just jumps out and grabs you.
That's my favorite.
That's gonna
That's my favorite.
Remember we were talking before about Mouvedre? This is a great.
It's my favorite.
that's gonna take
Done.
another. Oh God, and I wish people would hold on to it for 3 years, but we'll sell it out in a day.
Yeah.
I only made 50 cases of it.
Really done. That's my
I
favorite.
might
right
have
there.
to. He's shipped to California.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we might have to talk a little bit
Yeah,
about
so-
this wine.
This is my
But it comes out.
favorite.
So if someone wants to get their wine, try your wines. How do they find
Yeah,
it?
they can get us at telayawine.com.
Telaya Wine.
TELAYA wine.com.
Awesome.
They can come in the tasting room. We're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I typically have somebody here Tuesday, Wednesday to just to cover. They can search us online and find us, get a phone number, and call us.
Beautiful.
We love to come down and let people try what's available. Because that's Idaho fruit.
Loving this. I'm loving this.
That's
It's
Idaho
fantastic.
fruit, and it's going to be, and like I said, in a couple years it'll be good. Our 11s are what are winning the big awards right now. I try to make stuff in barrel for 2 years. That was 20 months in French oak, and then try to sit in their bottle for a year. That's a huge deal with cash flow. We're talking about wine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But again, we're focused on quality, not quantity.
Well, yeah, I think you hit it out of the park with this one, in my opinion. This is really good. So thanks again. That's Idaho. As always, we're going out with 30 seconds of craziness. So check it out. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Just wait till you see the zombies.
Zombies? What's them?
Dead folks. What walks around?
I